Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. This afternoon from Eaton High School, it's a Class 3A regional playoff game as the Brush Bee Diggers are the designated home team here against the Academy Wildcats. I'm John Beltran. When they say straight up at noon, straight up at noon. Cesar Hinojos, the starting pitcher for the Bee Diggers, will deliver the first pitch of the game. And that swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. No balls and one strike to Isaiah Elliott. As the opening pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice. That one's laced into left field, coming on, still coming, and diving and making an incredible catch in the gap is Caden Schwent. There's one down. That was a tremendous catch by the Bee Digger left fielder as he closed the gap beautifully. And there is one down. And that ball was headed for a base hit in the left center field gap. And a diving attempt there by Schwent. There's one down. Well, that's the way you win playoff games, making plays like that. Here's the right-handed hitting, Tony Fabian. The Academy out of the Frontier League, 11-4 during the regular season. The Bee Diggers out of the Patriot, 11-5. And the breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to the right-handed hitter, Tony Fabian. And the pitch. And the fastball is a strike on the outside corner. Fabian hitting .289 during the regular season. And they just retired Elliott, who was batting .380. That was a big out to begin the game. 1 ball and 1 strike, and the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. The Bee Diggers dressed in their white uniforms, white pants, and a fluorescent green for the Academy with their white pants. Head coaches Mark Griego, Tom Odell, the head coach of the Bee Diggers. The Bee Diggers are the 15 seed, the Academy the 18 seed, and the breaking ball is grounded up the middle. Shortstop Shelton to his left. Fields fires to first, a little high, but in time, as Welland stayed on the bag. There's 2 down.
Fabian grounds out to Shelton. 2 outs in the inning.
2 down here for the number 3 hitter, Hayden Pearson. Batting .395 from the right side. By the way, before I continue, I'd like to thank all those who helped me throughout the course of the season on air. Kevin Fergus did half of our schedule, more than half. Evan James. Brian Nichols stepped in for a doubleheader against Resurrection Christian. The pitch, and that bounces to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes. The game time temperature in Eaton is 84 degrees, expected to be a lot hotter. We're directly behind the plate. We're outside, but we're covered. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, we have some shadows that are protecting us. And I am cozied up right here behind the plate. 1-1 to Hayden Pearson. And the offering. The breaking ball is chopped right out in front of the plate. Left side of the mound picked up. High throw by Hinojos. He throws it into right field down the line in foul territory. And that'll be an error on Hinojos. He didn't follow through at all. And that's part of the problem the Bee Diggers have had this season. Is just very inconsistent defense. That was a throw of no more than about 60 feet. And Hinojos didn't follow through. And he overshot the first baseman, Welland. Here is Frank Fabian. Well, Schwent made a play that will win playoff games. Hinojos made a play that will lose those games. And the pitch. And that's a strike at the knees with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Fabian hitting .415. So the cleanup hitter is up here for the Academy with 2 down and 1 on at the top of the first inning. And the offering. Down and away, runner goes to second. The throw to second, up the second base side, the tag, and out at second base as the tag is applied by Sam Metland. Perfect throw by Ty Griffith, a little bit up the second base side, but good enough to get the job done. In the inning, no runs, no hits. There was a brush error, and the bases were left empty. The Academy does not score, and the Bee Diggers are coming to bat. Brush baseball. Here is brought to you in part by Stubbs Gas and Oil. Let us head to the bottom of the first inning. The Bee Diggers are coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's get to the Bee Diggers starting lineup, which is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. Batting first for the Bee Diggers is the outstanding sophomore catcher Ty Griffith. The second hitter is Caden Moriarty. Batting third, the DH Hondo Maltos Garcia. The shortstop Braxton Shelton is the cleanup hitter. Kyle Wellen, the first baseman, hits fifth. David Wolff, the center fielder, bats sixth. Second baseman Sam Metlin hits seventh. The pitcher Cesar Hinojos hits eighth, and Caden Schwint, the left fielder, bats ninth. Defensively for the Academy, Bryce Miller's at first. Tony Fabian at second. The third baseman is Jack Conrad. In between him at short is Tony Fabian. Let's see, did I have two in the same position? Isaiah Elliott's at second base, by the way, so let's clear that up. Fabian at short. Around the outfield, Jack Gormley is in left. The center fielder is Jonathan Monroe. Over and right is Zach Johnson. Behind the plate is Hayden Pearson. On the mound is right-hander Frank Fabian.
Catcher number 10, Ty Griffith.
So here is Griffith, had a monster year. By the way, this right-hander, we'll give you the numbers here momentarily. For Fabian, 2-0, a 4.67 ERA. Griffith hitting in the 400s throughout the course of the season. The right-hander delivers. Swung on, line towards right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And Ty Griffith stays on, just carrying over from what he did during the regular season. Griffith came in hitting 444, and that average has just gone up. Here's the second hitter, Caden Moriarty. Batting from the left side, there'll be a courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner for the catcher at first base, number 3, Nate Tyne.
And that is Nate Tyne
That'll bring to the plate
as the courtesy runner at first base.
Moriarty.
And Moriarty steps in. Caden hitting 311. And the right-hander Fabian steps off. The winner of this game plays at 2:30 against Eaton, the number 2 seed, who the Bee Diggers played very well twice this season but lost both games, a stretch. And the offering. And that is a little bit low. And outside, a ball and no strikes. Maybe a tad away. 1 ball and no strikes. Off of first this time with about a 2.5-step lead. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on in line towards left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Let's see if Tyne takes second base. He's rounding second, and he's headed for third. And the Bee Diggers have first and third here to begin the bottom of the first inning. Off that base hit from the K-Dog, Caden Moriarty.
Tyne moves over to third base.
That'll send up Alejandro Maltos Garcia.
Now hitting for the Bee Diggers.
Hondo got off to a slow start, but now batting .333. So he ended the season pretty strong. From the right side is the junior DH. Of course, they haven't been juniors in a while, but playing under that designation after the school year ended. Now looking in is Fabian for the sign. Hondo awaits the pitch. Here it is. And the breaking ball is fouled off to the right, headed out of play. No balls and 1 strike as giving chase over there was the first baseman, Bryce Miller. 0-1 to Hondo, looking to drive in the first run for the Bee Diggers in the postseason. Both teams with 11 wins. The runners take their leads. Fabian at the belt, and the pitch. And the breaking ball went over Hondo's helmet, which really didn't break too much. 1 ball and 1 strike. Man, I'm joined by some dignitaries here. I mean, I feel like I'm in celebrity status now. Doodle's right to my left here. 1-1. Well, if his brother doesn't deliver, we might hear about it. At least with first and third, nobody out. Throw back to first, back in diving is Moriarty. The Bee Diggers' 5 losses this year were to, 4 of them were to host teams, 2 to University and 2 to Eaton. Resurrection Christian is playing today at Faith Christian. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, huge lead. The pitch runner goes, swung on and missed. No throw to second. One with a fastball tailing away, and Hondo down to the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes, but a stolen base there for Moriarty. And now the Bee Diggers with a huge opportunity with Hondo up there with runners at second and third and nobody out, and the infield is going to play in. Well, they know that if Hinojos is on his game, he can keep this lineup down. The pitch, and the breaking ball is upstairs. Ball 2, strike 2 to Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Runners take their leads. A short lead, though, for Tide at third. Stepping off is Fabian. And I think he wants to relay the signs once again as catcher. Pearson comes out. But interesting strategy here from head coach Mark Griego, playing the infield in. Normally you don't do that this early on, but he's sensing that if the Bee Diggers score a run or two, that it could be trouble. And this team for the Academy hit well over 300 during the season, but their competition was not the same as Brush's. They did play Faith Christian, though. They played him pretty well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hondo awaits the pitch. And here it is. And that's down and away in the dirt, in fact. Ball 3, strike 2. With Braxton Shelton waiting to hit next. 390 straight away. Here in Eaton, 336 down the left field line, 330 down the right field line. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, laced into center field. Let's see if that's going to drop. It will drop for a base hit. Tyne waited. Now he's headed to the plate. He will score as he slides in head first. Now Hondo to second. The throw, the slide, and he's in there. Now the throw towards the plate. And in there is Moriarty. And the Bee Diggers pick up 2 runs and have a runner in scoring position. And the Bee Diggers lead 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning over the Academy. That'll be 1 RBI for Hondo. Boy, tremendous base running by the Bee Diggers. 3 hits to begin the bottom of the first inning. And now here's Braxton Shelton. Very aggressive but very smart base running as the ball was being thrown around. It really didn't get loose of the infield. The Bee Diggers just took advantage, especially when they tried to get Hondo at second. And he slid in safely. Moriarty broke for the plate. The stretch. Looking back is Fabian. Shelton awaits the pitch. Here it is. And that's a strike at the knees. On the inner half, no balls and 1 strike. Shelton hitting .317 with 3 homers on the season. Hondo with a conservative lead at second. And the offering. Swag and a miss. The pitch on the outside corner. The count is at 0-2. Now looking to protect is Shelton. No balls and 2 strikes to the junior shortstop. The Bee Diggers off to a 2-0 lead. Everything's an elimination game today. The offering. Swung on and foul to the backstop. Tried to jam him with a fastball. Count remains at 0-2. That first Bee Digger run brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Western Engineering Consultants. And the offering. And the breaking ball swung on and missed, and Shelton strikes out. And there's 1 down.
For the first out of the inning.
1 down here for Kyle Wellen. Wellen with a .359 average going in. Kyle has driven in just 4 runs this year. But again, he's got the average up there and the on base even better. With 1 down in the bottom of the first, the offering. And the curveball is upstairs, a ball and no strikes. From the right-hander, Frank Fabian. Let's see, I think we're going to get to in the mid to upper 90s here. Let's see this forecast coming up here for Eaton. Yeah, 96 should be the high. Swung on and popped foul out of play. And the count levels at 1-1. On our sister station, one of our sister stations, 105.7 KPMX, the Sterling Tigers are facing Manitou Springs right now from University High School in Greeley. Here we're at Eaton High School. Brush and an RBI single from Hondo, and then a second run scored, leads 2-0. The pitch squaring to bunt, and lays it down third base side, picked up by the pitcher Fabian, tosses to first, in time, and there's 2 down, advancing to third is Hondo.
Wellen throwing out at first base on the sacrifice bunt.
Sack bunt goes 1-3. And David Wolff will now hit.
That'll bring up center fielder number 7, David Wolff.
Wolff hitting .205. He's driven in 6 on the year. Well, this couldn't be too bad here for the Academy. This wouldn't be that bad if they hold Brush to 2 runs. It could have been a much bigger inning. Let's see if Wolff can deliver. The pitch. Swung on. Line down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. And it is fair. Wolff's going to have at least 2 bases. Let's see if he goes for a third. Here comes the relay. Wolff is around second. He's headed for third. The throw, the slide, and he's going to be in there. And the ball is off the glove of the third baseman Miller, but no further advance. And it's a 2-out RBI triple for David Wolff, scoring Hondo. And the Beat Diggers lead 3-0 in the bottom of the first inning. I mean, that is the definition of taking the pitch the other way. That pitch was on the outer half of the plate. Here's the right-handed hitting Sam Metlin.
Now hitting second baseman number 9, Sam
Metlin is batting .250. And the pitch. And that's, boy, a strike, I guess. Metlin, another junior, no balls and 1 strike. Look, I got the very bottom of the zone. I mean, the bottom. Off of third is David Wolff. Maybe it's the way it was caught there by Pearson, too. And the pitch. And the breaking ball swung on, grounded to short. Charging is Fabian. He bobbles, and safe. Safe is going to be Metlin. That was a routine hop on the charge there by Fabian. Scoring is Wolff. The Beat Diggers lead 4-0. No RBI. And both teams now have an error in the game. That'll extend the inning for Cesar Hinojos. I mean, when you consider that Cesar was like 0 for his first 14, and now he's hitting .242, he's really turned it on lately. Short lead at first there for Metlin. The pitch, and that's off the glove of the catcher. He was going, and now he's going to round second. That'll be a stolen base. He was going on the pitch anyway. 1 ball and no strikes.
Metlin with the stolen base.
Here to Hinojos, the 8th hitter of the inning. Now, the one thing the Beat Diggers want to do defensively is keep things clean. It was not a clean first inning off the air by the pitcher. You don't want to carry any negative momentum into the second game if you do win this game. And the 1-0, and that tails inside with a heater on a cutter. 2 balls and no strikes. Caden Schwent will hit next. Double elimination 3A state tournament begins this weekend, but you got to win 2 games today if you're either one of these teams. The pitch swung on and chopped foul towards the Digger dugout, past the dugout on the third base side. Ball 2, strike 1. Boy, you think of all the playoffs the Beat Diggers have been in. Some exciting years. 2008, that was the year that Brush went to Bishop Matchbuff and won 2 games. Against Olathe and Colorado Springs Christian. That tails inside. 2009, the Beat Diggers lost at home in the final there to Faith Christian. You come back in 2010. You battle Holy Family, which was a 3 seed. That was a 12-7. Come back in 2011. That was a tough loss to La Junta. 2012, you make the state tournament. You finish as a runner-up, swinging a foul off the end of the bat. In 13, back to the state tournament where they went 1-2. In 14, the last time the Beat Diggers played here in the postseason was 2014, Mark Muniz's last year. They lost to St. Mary's in the district semifinal, but they're back in the state tournament in 15, and they go to the championship where they fell to Eaton. And that was Kevin Fergus's first year as the head coach. Tom Odell now in his second. And a pitch. Down and away. The ball skips to the screen on the wild pitch. And Metlin to third. And now Hinojos taking off for second. No throw. The base was open, and nobody was covering. So now you have 2 in scoring position for Caden Schwent.
The base on balls moves over to second.
Schwent's hitting .370.
Courtesy runner at second base, number 32.
Jackson Dunker will be the courtesy runner at second.
Now hitting.
But anyway, then you advance to 16, where the Beat Diggers defeated Buena Vista, then lost to Ken Denver. In 17, they beat St. Mary's, then lost at Peak to Peak. At 18, they lost at Bennett as a low seed, then 2 years ago defeated St. Mary's, or check that, defeated Lamar before losing at St. Mary's. So a lot of postseason history, and they're even further than that. And that pitch is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. The junior left fielder Schwent is batting .370 going into this plate appearance. No balls and 1 strike, 2 on. 4 across for the Beat Diggers. And the offering. Swung on and lifted to shallow center field. That's going to drop for a base hit off the end of the bat, and that's only going to score a run. Dunker has to hold up at third. He didn't hit it hard, but placed it in the perfect spot. Caden Schwint delivers, and Brush leads 5-0.
Run scores for the Bead
Crossing home plate there was Sam Metlin. The Bead Diggers have 5 runs on 5 hits. This will be the 10th hitter of the inning, and this is Ty Griffith, who easily led the Bead Diggers with 6 home runs this year. Got a base hit and scored. Fabian. Runner goes. Swung on and lifted into right field. That should be a routine play. Now coming in, getting a late jump, and the catch. Ball was dropped out there. That's going to score a run. Here comes Schwint. He's going to score, and the Bead Diggers played a couple of more. That was a huge error out there in right field by Zach Johnson. And Brush now leads 7-0 as Schwint scored all the way from first base. 2 unearned runs.
Courtesy runner number 3, Nate Tyne.
Nate Tyne is back at first base.
And now hitting third baseman number 20, Caden Moriarty.
And here's Moriarty, who had a base hit. Well, the Bead Diggers could make this a short game. Up 7-0. Again, those are unearned runs there allowed by Fabian. Moriarty with a base hit his first time up, and that pitch gets away to the screen. There goes Nate Tyne to second. Now he rounds second, headed for third. The throw, the ball bounces in, and now it's in left field, but backed up. No further advance. It'll just go as a straight-up wild pitch. And wow, you have to imagine that the Academy has to refocus here. I mean, that's not even imagination. That's a reality at this point. Down 7 runs. This school out of Westminster had a very good regular season at 11-4. Let's see some of the games. I know they played Faith Christian very well. Let's see. There are 4 losses for the Academy. Lost to Faith 5-0. Lost to Prospect Ridge 13-0. To Middle Park 5-4. And then Highland out of 2A defeated them last Friday 14-13. But now they're down 7-0 to the Bead Diggers. And the 1-0 pitch. Down and in. Nice backhanded stab there by Pearson, 2-0. Moriarty had a single and scored earlier in this inning. The 11th hitter of the inning for the Bead Diggers. Fabian comes home, and the breaking ball must have been a little bit high. 3 balls and no strikes. Let's see. You know what? This could be a situation that Moriarty swings away because they're up by 7 runs. Normally you would take here, but up 7-0, he might have the hit sign. And the 3-0. Swung on and fouled off to the left. Count moves to 3-1. On Caden Moriarty, Hondo is on deck. He already has an RBI single in this frame. This is not the biggest inning for Brush this season, but they're closing in on it. And the pitch. Swung on, grounded right side. Second baseman on a Sunday hop. Gobbles it up, throws to first in time. As the play is made over there by Isaiah Elliott. And that does it for the Bead Diggers in the bottom of the first inning, but they did plenty of damage. 7 runs on 5 hits. 2 errors. And 1 man left. We played 1 inning in this Class 3A regional playoff game from Eaton High School. The score, Brush 7, the Academy nothing. You're listening to the 2021 Colorado High School Baseball Playoffs on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you here from Eaton High School. In this regional playoff game, the Bead Diggers lead the Academy by a score of 7-0. What a big first inning it was for Brush, picking up 5 hits, taking advantage of 2 errors. If not, it would have just been a 5-0 game, maybe 4-0. Cesar Hinojos will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Let's bring you this lineup because we started right on time. Isaiah Elliott, the second baseman, at first. Tony Fabian, the shortstop, batted second. Catcher Hayden Pearson hit third. Now Frank Fabian, the pitcher's coming up. Batting fifth, the center fielder Jonathan Monroe. The third baseman Jack Conrad hit sixth. First baseman Bryce Miller hits seventh. The left fielder Jack Gormley hits eighth. And the DH Brian Tanner bats ninth. At first base for Brush is Kyle Wellen. Sam Metlin at second. The third baseman is Caden Moriarty. Over at short is Braxton Shelton. In left, Caden Schwent, the center fielder, is David Wolff. And right as Jace Krieger behind the plate is Ty Griffith, and the fastball up and in from the right-hander Cesar Hinojos. 1 ball and no strikes to Frank Fabian. Another right-handed hitter. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a ball down in the zone. Fabian hitting .415. But he's not the leading hitter on this team. They are hitting .392 going in. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We didn't give you the numbers on Hinojos. Hinojos coming in. We'll give it to you in a second as he gets the sign here. And time is called. No one-loss record. This will be the 5th appearance for Hinojos, a 3.77 ERA. The Bee Diggers with a 2.86 earned run average as a team. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and a fastball away. Hinojos strikes out Fabian, 1 down.
For out number 1.
Yeah, Coach Odell is saving both Moriarty and Hondo for the Eaton game. You need the big guns there. Here is the left-hander hitting Jonathan Monroe.
Now hitting center fielder number 15, Jonathan Monroe.
And this guy can swing it, hitting .409. The pitch. Swung on line, caught by the second baseman. An easy catch there by Metlin. He barely had to move.
To Metlin at second for 2 outs.
Metlin moved maybe half a step. Able to secure that baseball, 2 down. Well, that's what Cesar wants, quick innings. And if he can make this a 4.5 inning game, even better.
That'll bring to the plate third baseman number 11, Jack Conrad.
Here's Jack Conrad. Another solid hitter in this lineup here for the Academy. The pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike to Conrad. Conrad had a solid regular season, hitting .500. The offering. Fastball, strike, outside corner. It's 0-2. Hinojos looking to make quick work of the Academy in this inning. And the pitch, swung on and tapped foul up the third baseline. Count remains at 0-2. Here to Jack Conrad as we play in the top of the second inning. The Bee Diggers cruising along so far with a 7-0 advantage. With 2 down and the bases empty. Hinojos looks in for the sign. And the pitch. Breaking ball is inside. Barely missed. There was one umpire who put his right arm up, but Baby's not wearing blue. So it was close. It was really close. The pitch. Swung on and lifted to left center field. Should be a routine play. Either Wolff or Schwinn converge. And it's going to be Wolff because Schwinn fell. I don't know if he fell because Wolff called him off, but I think he did. I think that's why he fell, to make sure that Wolff had plenty of room. A 1-2-3 inning for Cesar Hinojos. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Bee Digger Baseball brought to you in part by Bank of Colorado. The score, it's Brush 7, the Academy nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. The Bee Diggers lead the game over the Academy by a score of 7-0. John Beltran here from Eaton High School, and if the Bee Diggers continue to play this way, they'll play at 2:30 and might not play all 7 innings today. But we'll see how this goes. We'll have a feature in between games, by the way.
Designated hitter number 12, Alejandro Maltos Garcia.
We will have a feature in between these games. Here is Hondo. Here's the wind and the pitch. And the breaking ball is up and in. A ball and no strikes. Hondo had a base hit his first time up, driving in a run. Here's the wind and the offering. Swung on, ground ball, left field, base hit. Beyond the lunging Jack Conrad, and the Bee Diggers had their 6th hit of the game. Didn't hit it super hard, but in the perfect spot.
That'll bring up shortstop number 18, Braxton Shelton.
Here comes Braxton Shelton, who fanned on a breaking ball his first time up. So, you know, he wants to certainly contribute here to this onslaught that the Bee Diggers demonstrated in the first inning. The Academy did help with a couple of errors. Here's the stretch by Fabian. The pitch. Swung on and fouled to the backstop on a fastball in the outer half. It's no balls and 1 strike. Got to really earn it today. You got to win 2 games if you're Brush. Honda with about a 2.5 to 3 step lead. The pitch, and that's down and away. Took something off of that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tried to get him on a little bit of a bender there. 1-1 to Shelton. Again, Hondo with a conservative lead at first. Long pause, the pitch. Swung on, grounded, foul down the third base side. Went with a breaking ball there. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Here on Braxton Shelton, the number 4 hitter in the lineup. Boy, you wouldn't think the high school season is over. You got baseball, girls soccer, just finished girls tennis, boys volleyball. Season D well into the month of June. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The stretch and the pitch. And that is on the inside corner for a strike. Strikes out for the second time. Got him just below letter level. There's 1 down.
That'll bring up first baseman number 13, Kyle Wellen.
And that is the second strikeout here for the right-hander Fabian. Frank Fabian now faces Kyle Wellen. Had a sac bunt. His first time up, the stretch. And the pitch. The breaking ball is in the dirt. A ball and no strikes. 7 runs on 6 hits for the Bead Diggers. No runs, no hits for the Academy. They've committed 2 errors. The Bead Diggers had 1 in the top of the first inning. Throw back to first. Hondo back in with a little bit of a crawl there. And again, Brush, they would look forward to a rematch with Eaton. They lost 2-0 in Brush and 3-0 here in Eaton early in the regular season. But they got to win this one. Way outside. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Hondo that time. And the count now levels. Check it. It should be 2-0. Yep. No level. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Here to Kyle Wellen. David Wolff, who had a triple and scored a run, is on deck. Wolff drove in a run with that triple. Bead Diggers had some 2-out damage in that first inning. The pitch. Swung on. That ball's grounded up the middle. Could be 2. And it's bobbled by Fabian and picked up by the second baseman, but behind the bag. And that's another error by Tony Fabian, and the Bead Diggers have first and second with 1 out. Well, the Academy really hurting themselves. Quite frankly, that was a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play grounder. And instead, Brush has got a huge break. Here's Wolff, who tripled. Fabian delivers. And the breaking ball's a beauty right there. Thigh high. It's 0-1. Here to David Wolff. 7-0 Brush, bottom of the second inning, 1 down. Fabian delivers. Curveball swung on and missed. Plenty of movement on that baby. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to the Bead Diggers center fielder. Looking back. Coming home. Curveball is just a little bit high. A ball and 2 strikes. Here to David Wolff. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Fabian, he wants some defensive support that he's not been getting here in this game. The pitch. And that is a called strike 3 on the inside corner at the knees, and there's 2 down. Yeah, I think we're seeing a pitcher strike zone here. There's definitely a pitcher strike zone. No question about it. That's on both sides. 2 down. Here's Sam Metlin. Awaiting the first pitch here. Here it is. And that's in the dirt. Skips away to the screen. And that will advance Hondo to third and well into second. Now breaking for the plate is Hondo. And he slides. Nope, no slide. He was going to slide, but he's tagged out. Tried to take 2 bases.
Out at home plate.
It will be a wild pitch. But Hondo is tagged out at home. as he tried to take two bases, and the throw was made by Pearson with Fabian covering. For the Bee Diggers in the inning, no runs on one hit. There was an error and a man left. Two complete here from Eaton High School in this regional playoff game. Bee Digger Baseball is brought to you in part by Equitable Savings and Loan. It's Brush 7, the Academy nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the third inning. In Eaton, the Bee Diggers with a 7-0 lead over the Academy in this regional playoff game. Normally this be a regional semifinal. There is no semifinal. Well, I guess there's not two semifinals because there's only 3 teams per region as opposed to 4. Only 24 teams going this year instead of 32. That'll change next year. I'm sure they'll get back to the regular format where even if you're the host, you've got to win 2 games, but only 1 today for Eaton. And here we go with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Bryce Miller, Jack Gormley, and Brian Tanner.
Number 10, Bryce Miller.
Bryce Miller hit .532 during the season, and he pops it up on the right side. The first baseman, Kyle Wellen, to his right, is going to squeeze it and make the catch. And there's one down.
For the first out.
Sessa's got some good stuff. I mean, he's moving the ball around. Very little down the middle.
Jack Gormley.
Here's another right-handed hitter in Jack Gormley. Gormley's hitting .348 on this team. That's below the team average. He closes that stance from the right side off the plate, and the pitch swung on and lifted foul. Back to the screen here. It's 0-1. A 7-run first inning, and sometimes baseball games are decided really early. That could be the case right now with Brush holding a very hefty advantage. The pitch squaring to bunt, lays it down foul up the first base side towards the dugout occupied by the Academy. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Jack Gormley, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. The Academy had a base runner in the first inning on a Bee Digger error. The pitch and the breaking ball's up and in. A ball and 2 strikes. Sterling Tigers playing right now against Manitou Springs. My colleague Kevin Fergus informs me 3-2 Sterling, bottom 2. And that bounces in. We could have 2 Patriot League rematches today. Sterling against University, Brush against Eaton, and the home team was 2-0 in both of those scenarios. 2-2 to Gormley. Hinojos delivers. Fastball outside, just off the plate. Knee level, but it's 3-2. That was pitch number 27 for Cesar. He's been all over the strike zone. 19 of those have been strikes. And the 3-2, way outside. He bounced it in to Griffith. Second base runner for the Academy. Here's right-handed hitting Brian Tanner.
The DH, number 25, Brian Tanner.
Only 21 plate appearances this year, hitting .316 though. Well, let's see if he can get one to roll over, and the Bee Diggers can turn a couple here. The stretch, the offering, swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt, and now off of first, but getting back there is Gormley. No balls and 1 strike. A little bit of movement there, quite a bit of movement by Hinojos on that pitch that was more like a sinker. 0-1 here to Tanner. Laying down the sign is Griffith, and the pitch, and that bounces away to the screen. On the wild pitch, Gormley to second.
Gormley over to second base on the play.
And it's a ball and a strike. Yeah, the last 2 pitches, they look a little bit more arm-oriented. Wants to get that leg drive towards the plate where he was earlier. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 7-0 Brush, top of the third inning against the Academy here from Eaton High School. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Looked like he pulled the string on that one. And it's 1-2. Tanner looks over at his head coach he's got a hit here for some sign. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded sharply to second. Metlin is going to throw to first after looking over, but the runner advances in Gormley, and there's 2 down as Tanner is retired.
Gormley over to third base.
2 down here for Isaiah Elliott.
Number 4, Isaiah Elliott.
Elliott hit that line shot that was caught by Caden Schwint in the top of the first inning. Out of the windup with a man at 3rd and 2 down is Cesar Hinojos. And he kicks and fires. Swung on, popped up. There's going to be a play in the infield. Third baseman Moriarty ranges in and makes the catch, fighting the sun as he drops to the turf. But he makes the play, and the Academy is denied in the inning.
No runs, no hits, a runner left on.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and a base runner left. 2 1/2 innings have been played. Bee Digger Baseball brought to you in part by Bank of Colorado with the score. Brush 7, the Academy nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It'll be the 3rd inning of work for the starter, Frank Fabian, as the Bee Diggers lead the Academy 7-0, all the runs in the 1st inning. Sam Metlin reached on a critical error. In fact, that's been the undoing of the Academy here with 3 miscues behind the pitcher. And Fabian has certainly battled pretty well. But the defense has been limited for the Academy. 7, 8, and 9 for Brush. Metlin at 0 for 1. The kick and the pitch. And that fastball tailed in. Nearly hit him. I don't know if I heard a wear it over there. That normally happens. Very close to getting hit with that one. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering and the breaking ball is high. 2-0. B&B Appliance and Repair, from refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need and service it too. B&B Appliance and Repair. The ball skips away. 3 balls and no strikes. Frank Fabian so far has struck out 3 and walked 1. Had 2 strikeouts in the 2nd inning after 1 in the 1st. And the 3-0 pitch. That's right there for a strike on the inner half. Thigh high, it's 3-1. To the Bee Diggers' 2nd baseman. Going to have a strong senior class coming up in 2022. And the pitch. Swing and a miss with a fastball right down the heart of the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Sam Metlin to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Frank Fabian comes home. Swing and a miss. He threw a fastball right by him on the outside corner. After being down 3-0, Fabian comes all the way back and fans the Bee Diggers' 2nd baseman his 4th strikeout. Here's Hinojos, who walked and scored his first time up. That's why big innings can rescue you if you don't keep the momentum going. And Fabian has found his groove a little bit here. The pitch, and that bounces into the catcher Pearson. A ball and no strikes. Again, the big thing for head coach Tom Odell, you've got your 2 big right-handed guns for the next game, assuming this one goes as well as it's been, in Hondo and Moriarty. That's up and away. Down to the count at 2-0. Now with the Nuggets and Avalanche eliminated, the only pro sports we'll have on 10-10 is going to be the Rockies until we get to the NFL. The pitch, and that bounces in as well, 3-0. Yeah, this is the story of pitching sometimes. You lose it, you find it, you lose it, and now it's 3-0 again. Came back against Metlin. Can he do the same here against Hinojos? Cesar more than likely is going to be taking here on the 3-0. And Fabian comes home, and that is low. It's a walk. 2nd walk issued of the game by Fabian. Caden Schwint is now the hitter. Schwint had an RBI single. And here's Jackson Dunker. He'll be running at first base. Yeah, and with every passing minute, that 84 that was there earlier feels a little bit warmer, as it is now 88 degrees. So in a span of 45 minutes, it's gotten 4 degrees warmer. The pitch, and that's in the dirt. A ball and no strikes. Well, thank goodness for water, and plenty of it. 1 ball and no strikes here to Schwint. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom 3. Brush leads the Academy 7-0. Big lead at first there for Dunker. The pitch. Fastball's high. Throw back to first, back and diving is the senior Dunker. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. On deck is Ty Griffith. Yeah, Hayden Schwent, what a season this kid has had. I mean, he's a 9-hole hitter who's been hitting like a lot better than that. 2-0, and that bounces away to the screen. On the wild pitch, Dunker to second.
Dunker over to second base.
In this inning, Fabian has thrown 10 balls and 3 strikes. And now the count is sitting at 3-0 to Hayden Schwent. Yeah, he's creating massive trouble for himself right now. Schwent with those baseball-type socks. At least it looks like that. Those are painted on there. 3-1. The fastball's in there. Yeah, I miss those old socks, man. I mean, I used to wear those stirrups. You wore them for real back in the day. 3-1 here to Schwent. The pitch. Fastball is up and in. It's another walk. And that will send up Ty Griffith, the sophomore catcher, who's been on base twice, but he's 1 for 2, singled and reached on an error. And we'll have a visit to the hill. And that'll give us a chance to tell you that at Premier Farm Credit, they understand production ag. They've been serving our rural communities for over 100 years in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. That is Premier Farm Credit. Next edition of Boys of Summer returns tomorrow, normally from 1 to 2. We will have a feature in between games. That feature will be the last time and the last day the Bee Diggers and Eaton Reds played in the postseason. That was May 27th of 2015. Baby remembers that very well. A big win. A big win. So we'll replay part of that game in between games. In fact, it was Baby who had the grounder hit to him for the final out of the game, swing and a miss in that 4-3 victory, and the breaking ball thrown to Griffith. That was a heck of a game in which Kyle Rosenbrock threw about 160 pitches. They changed the rule the next year to limit you to 110 with 3 days rest. Ty Griffith awaits the pitch on the 0-1, and here it is. And the breaking ball's grounded to short, and that takes a high hop right off the chest of Fabian into shallow center. And now the bases are loaded. Another miscue. It hit him right in the chest, but the thing is there, I think he had to, yeah, they're going to call it a base hit upstairs, so give him a base hit. A little bit of a bad hop for Ty Griffith, and the bases are loaded. Yeah, if he turns the glove the other way, as opposed, he was anticipating a lower hop, but scored a base hit. And now the bases are loaded for Caden Moriarty. And now we will have a pitching change. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in 1 minute. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Brush leads the Academy in this regional playoff game from Eaton High School, 7-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tough afternoon for the starter, Frank Fabian. He's been replaced by the left-hander, Jonathan Monroe. With the bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd inning, the Bee Diggers lead the Academy Wildcats 7-0. Monroe 2-1 this season, a 1.85 ERA. This is his 6th appearance, and you look at those numbers and you wonder why didn't he start the game. Not that Fabian pitched poorly. Fabian just didn't get a lot of defensive help. Although the Bee Diggers did rack out 3 hits to begin the bottom of the 1st inning. And now Monroe is looking to keep this at a 7-0, no more than an 8-0 game. If not, we're going to see a shortened affair here from Eaton High School in this regional playoff game. So stepping in now for the Bee Diggers will be Moriarty. And Caden already in this game has singled and scored and grounded out to second. Looking to break this thing even more open than it already is. Here is K-Dog. Lefty against lefty.
Now hitting third base.
Yeah, Moriarty doesn't see a lot of these matchups, but they'll see it in the next game against Ryan Ure. I'm sure they'll throw him. I don't see why not. They could throw Moser the pitch. And that one behind him all the way to the screen. And Dunker to the plate will score. It was a breaking ball that didn't break. The wild pitch makes it 8-0. Runners at second and third. And a ball and no strikes. So Moriarty has a chance to make this 10-0. Maybe even more with a big swing. The stretch and the offering. And that is a fastball a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Schwint is the lead runner at third. And the offering. And that one skips right into the glove. 3 balls and no strikes. By the way, the courtesy runner at second is Nate Tyne once again. 3-0 to Moriarty. Again, he could be swinging. He could swing here. The pitch. And that one hit him. Would have been ball 4 even if it didn't strike him. The bases are now loaded.
Moriarty hit by the pitch.
And here is Alejandro Maltos Garcia with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Alejandro Maltos Garcia.
Hondo singled and scored his first time up and then singled again. Didn't score the second time, tried to take 2 bases in a wild pitch. But he wanted to get that uniform dirty. That's a real baseball player there. The wind in the pitch, and that's outside. A ball and no strikes. Schwint, Tyne, and Moriarty on the base paths. Out of the windup is Monroe, and the 1-0. Fastball is high. 2-0 to the B-digger DH, Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Laying down the sign is Pearson. The offering swung on and fouled to the backstop. Might have got the end of the bat a little bit there. It's 2-1. Here to Hondo. Again, his average has just climbed the last several games. And time is called. And that's a good thing because that ball was headed. Oh, there's a ball. No, I don't think it's a. What was Caden doing? Was he not realizing the situation? Yeah, time was called well before that. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded. Bottom 3. Brush leads the Academy out of Westminster 8-0. And Monroe, the left-hander, is winding up on a 2-ball, 1-strike pitch, trying to come back in the count here to Hondo. And here it is. Swing and a miss, and a ball tailing in the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Really nice location there by Monroe. Hondo looking for his pitch. The offering up and away with a fastball. 3-2. Well, this is a huge pitch here for the Academy. They're already down 8-0. They got to make Hondo swing here. And the 3-2 pitch. And that nearly hit him. I think it got him on the foot. Yep, it did. Got him on the back foot. That'll score Schwint on the hit by pitch. And the B-Diggers now lead 9-0. That will be an RBI, the second for Hondo. And here is Shelton, and the B-Diggers are looking to make this a 4.5-inning game. Straight up at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, I'm John Beltran from Eaton High School. This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona, as well as KSIR.com. We're on TuneIn as well. The courtesy runner at first for Brush will be Tanner Ludgate, a freshman.
Number 24, Tanner Ludgate.
So Tyne, Moriarty, and Ludgate on the bases. And the B-Diggers already have 2 across, looking for more in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Braxton is overdue here. He has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. And it will be another windup here, not out of the stretch here for Monroe.
Now hitting for
the infield is a double play depth. As Shelton steps in. Pearson lays down the sign. And Monroe comes home. Swung on, driven deep into left center field. That one is way back, and it's off the top of the fence. 2 runs are going to score. Around third is Ludgate. He's being sent to the plate. The throw is going to be cut off. It's a bases clearing double for Braxton Shelton.
With a
And the Bead Diggers now lead 12-0 over the Academy. That was about a foot away from being a grand slam. And Braxton needed that. He looked really sluggish his first two plate appearances.
Number 13, Kyle Wellen.
Here's Kyle Wellen. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is up and away, a ball and no strikes. Wellen, a sac bunt and reached on an error. He's 0 for 1. Looking back, and the pitch. Swinging a foul off the catcher, and maybe off the umpire. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers have 5 across in the inning. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Oh, man, you could fill up that cooler today. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient, which makes them the only stop you need. An incredible food there at Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. Right off the interstate. Can't miss it. I mean, that's been an iconic business for years in Northeast Colorado. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on, 5 across. Bottom 3, the Bead Diggers dominating the Academy, 12-0. And that's a strike at the knees on the outer half to Kyle Wellen from the left-hander Jonathan Monroe. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The stretch and the pitch. And that ball skips away. It went behind him on a breaking ball. Shelton to third.
Shelton over to third base on the wild pitch.
This is one of the other issues here we've had with the Academy. The Academy so far in this game has unleashed 5 wild pitches, and they've already hit 2 batters in the inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another runner 90 feet away for Brush. The stretch by Monroe. And the pitch. And that one skips right off the catcher, and here comes Shelton to score. And the Bead Diggers now lead 13-0.
Shelton scores on the play.
I got there on the fly. We'll call that a pass ball. Looked like he just didn't get the glove out there. And if you lead by 15 runs after 4, the game is over. And we're in the bottom of the third. They still need 2 more. This game is just over an hour old. And the pitch swung on, driven in the air to left field. That's got some carry to it. Way back, and it's over the glove of the left fielder, Jack Gormley. The second is well and headed for third. There might be a play. There will not be a play.
Wellen with a stand-up triple.
A triple for Kyle Wellen. But again, that's a very makeable play in left field. And for the Bead Diggers, they have pounded out their 9th hit. And here's David Wolff. He's tripled, driven in a run, and struck out. You know, the pitching and the defense will be a lot better in the next game.
Now hitting center field, the number
A lot better.
Wolff.
Wind and pitch. A strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike to Wolff. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. It's 0-2. Brush has had 2 huge innings in the game. 7 runs in the first, 6 here in the third. No balls and 2 strikes. Pearson lays down the sign. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball that was way outside. In fact, it was going to be ball 1. It's a strikeout of David Wolff.
2 outs in the inning.
And that is the 5th Bead Digger to strike out in the game. Not 5th different, but 5th Bead Digger to strike out. Here's Sam Metlin. Reached on an error and struck out, swinging. The offering. Swung on and lifted about 100 feet foul up the left side, and that's just a poor estimate. It's 0-1. Yeah, I mean, he pulled that towards another field. No balls and 1 strike with the no holes on deck. Brush with a 13-0 advantage. And the left-hander Monroe home. Swung on, popped up, foul territory, first base side. Miller has got a play over there and makes the grab. And that ends the bottom of the third inning. But the Bead Diggers explode once again.
Bead Diggers pick up 6 runs.
Brush picks up 6 runs in the frame on 3 hits. No errors and a man left. Let's head to the 4th inning from Eaton. In this regional playoff game, B Digger Baseball brought to you in part by B&B Appliance. It's Brush 13, the Academy nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The B Diggers could be very well 3 outs away from winning this game, but they would have to score in the bottom of the 4th inning. If you're up by 15 runs after 4, that would be a victory for the B Diggers, up 13-0. Cesar Hinojos is not allowed to hit through 3. He has allowed a couple of base runners.
Number 5,
Tony Fabian, Hayden Pearson, and Frank Fabian for the Academy. Fabian grounded out to the shortstop Shelton his first time up. Wind and pitch. Swung on, grounded off the glove of the pitcher. Now to the second baseman. Metlin throws to first in time. That'll go 1-4-3, and there's one down.
First out.
Hayden Pearson reached on the throwing error there by Hinojos in the first inning. Even Hinojos is available. They're not planning to use him in the second game, but he's thrown just 34 pitches, the offering, and the breaking ball's lifted into shallow left center field. That might be dropping, and it does for a base hit. Giving that a stabbing effort there was Shelton. First hit of the game for the Academy as Hayden Pearson reaches. And here's Frank Fabian, who struck out swinging his first time up. Well, the Academy does have another base runner. That's their third of the game. And the offering swung on, and it's going to be lined to the shortstop. Shelton catches, throws to first. Double play on the soft-fisted liner to Shelton. And just like that, the B Diggers retire the Academy Wildcats in the top of the 4th inning. Boy, it's a quick-moving ball game. The B Diggers with 2 runs would end this game with the score. Brush 13, the Academy nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran back at Eaton High School. The one thing we'll have to ask here in between games is whether the next game will start early. A 2:30 slated start. But right now we're looking at 11 minutes after 1. And if this game ends in the next few minutes, you're going to have a huge break in between games. We did have a scheduled feature for you, but we'll see if those plans might go differently if we do start at 2:30. If they decide to start the 2:30 game much earlier, then we'll stick with our original plan. As we only did an abbreviated edition of Boys of Summer today, in case we finished at about 1:30, 1:45, something like that. But this could get over with very quickly. And here's Cesar Hinojos, Hayden Schwint, and Ty Griffith against left-hander Jonathan Monroe. Hinojos has walked twice. 8-9-1 for Brush.
Leading off for the B Diggers
here in the bottom of the 4th inning. B Digger scored 7 runs in the first inning and 6 more in the third. And the left-hander comes home. Fastball is up and away. A ball and no strikes. Close the book on Frank Fabian. 2 2/3 innings, 64 pitches, 10 runs, 6 earned, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 7 hits allowed, and that's upstairs. And 3 wild pitches. 2 balls and no strikes. Monroe gets the sign. And the pitch. Swung on and popped foul. And trying to locate that one. And that's going to go over the press box. 2-1. Took something off it. Hinojos still ahead in the count. Here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there at State Farm Insurance to make the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555. Greg Mullen, State Farm Insurance. Swinging a foul to the screen. On a pitch out over the plate, it's 2-2. Either way, a Brush does not get 2 runs. It ended here in the bottom of the 4th inning. All they need to do is record 3 outs and not allow more than 3 runs, and the game will be over in the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Hinojos strikes out. mean, that's the one thing these pitchers have done a pretty decent job of. 6 strikeouts of Beet Digger hitters, and here is Caden Schwint, who singled and walked.
That'll bring out number 14, Caden Schwint.
1 for 1 is Schwint. And he's also scored a couple of runs. But again, we'll find out if this second game's going to start early. The offering, down and in, a ball and no strikes. Yeah, they set the 2:30 time slot because normally high school baseball can take an hour 45, 2 hours. That allows time for warm-ups, but I don't know if they need that much time. And the 1-0 swung on and fisted foul on the ground on the right side. Pitch came in on the hands. The count levels at 1-1. 13 runs, 9 hits for the Beet Diggers. No runs, 1 hit for the Academy. The Wildcats with 3 miscues, and the Beet Diggers have 1 error. A ball and a strike. Pitch to Schwint. Swung on and driven deep down the left field line. If it stays fair, that might be out of here. And it's off the bottom of the fence on one hop. Schwint around first into second. He's going to go for 3, and he's going to get there. As the cutoff was missed, a 1-out triple for Caden Schwint.
With a double, moves over the third.
But I'm going to tell you right there, if that cutoff was there, that would have been an out at third. He decided he's going to go for it either way, and Schwint is probably thinking that he's never hit a ball deeper than that. That was about 330 some odd feet out there, and it one hopped the fence.
Griffith.
Again, what a season Caden's had. Here's Ty Griffith. 2 singles, and he's also gotten on base via the air. The infield's playing in, and the breaking ball's in the dirt. Well, if Griffith hits one out, he can end it. Because we're in the 4th inning. That would put them up by 15 runs. There is 1 out. Monroe looks in. And the pitch. Swung on line. Base hit into left field. Here comes Caden Schwint, and the ball is bobbled out in left field. That's going to allow Schwint not only to score, but Griffith to get the second. That'll be the 4th error by the Academy. The Beet Diggers lead 14-0. And give Ty Griffith his 3rd hit of the game. And the error on the left fielder, Gormley. Here's Moriarty. 1 for 2, singled, grounded out, and hit by a pitch. We'll take an extended break in between games. Again, just to confirm the start time for Game 2. I don't think it'll be at 2:30. Because we're an hour and 13 minutes away, and this game's about to end. The pitch. And that fastball, did it hit him? Well, they say it hit him. I guess. I didn't see contact, but they say it hit him. 1st and 2nd here for Hondo. Check that. They'll have a... Let's see who the hitter is here. That's Ivan Cardenas, who will be batting for Brush in Hondo's spot with a 14-0 lead. 2 on and 1 out. And I think we're going to have a change in left field. Yeah, Zach Vocal will be in left field. I believe that's, if I have the right number. Yeah, that should be Zach Vocal in left. Gormley will take a breather. And here is Ivan. So both coaches making changes here to their lineups. One offensively, obviously the other defensively. And again, the Eaton Reds await the Brush Beet Diggers here after this game wraps up here momentarily. Brush in the lead 14-0. And again, we'll get you to some features that we normally play during the noon hour. And then a couple of other features, especially if we are not starting until 2:30. Here is Cardenas. Limited action this year for Ivan. Really good athlete. Ivan during the regular season at 167. The pitch. Up and away, a ball and no strikes. With courtesy runners. Well, one courtesy runner at second. That is Tyne, the pitch. That's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to Cardenas. The next run ends the game. Pitch to Ivan. That's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. Belt high. Ball 2, strike 1. Let's see if we've hit 90 degrees yet. Nope, 88. At 19 after 1. Fastball is high. 3-1. The 8-team double elimination state tournament begins this weekend. The pitch. That is, wow, where did that miss? Well, you got to call that a strike, I would think, but Cardenas will take it. That must have been a tad high.
Cardenas draws the base on balls.
Oh, here's Shelton. All he's got to do is put in the outfield or walk or a wild pitch, and the game will be over. Well, I know he's thinking one thing now.
Hitting number 18, Braxton Shelton.
2 strikeouts and a 3-run double. He's not thinking a base hit. Schwint nearly went deep. Shelton nearly went deep. Winding the pitch, and that's low. A ball and no strikes. Bases loaded, 1 down, bottom of the 4th inning. Brush 14. The Academy nothing. This could very well be the final hitter of the game. And the pitch to Shelton. That's up and away. 2-0. He'll be swinging anything close. I don't think he wants to end the game with a bases loaded walk. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He tried to hit that one back to Brush. It's 2-1. A huge hack. 2 balls and 1 strike to the B-Digger shortstop. And the offering. And that fastball is upstairs. 3-1. Well, this could be the final pitch of the game. 3 balls and 1 strike to Shelton. And he awaits the offering. Swung on and foul to the backstop. It's 3-2. Well, either way, this is going to be a payoff pitch. Out of the windup, bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Shelton. Will this be the final pitch of the game? Swung on and lifted into left center field. It should be way back towards the fence, and the ball is caught out there. But tagging up in third and scoring is Nate Tyne, and the B-Diggers will win the game 15-0. Should be it.
Shelton with the sacrifice fly.
That should be it.
B-Diggers pick up a run.
Yeah, 15-0. That should be the game right there. On the sacrifice fly by Shelton. Heck of a catch out there. By Frank Fabian. Yeah, they got to know the rules. And the Brush B-Diggers had defeated the Academy Wildcats by a score of 15-0.
In 4 innings, 15-0.
We're going to take an extended break here. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the game after this. We're going to find out during this extended break.
The second game is slated first pitch for 2:30 p.m.
And
first pitch of the second game will be 2:30 p.m.
I think what we're going to do, we're going to take a break here, and we will have a couple of quick features. We'll have 2 features, and we will take a break. First pitch is at 2:30. 2:30 for game number 2, so that one apparently is staying put, but we'll be able to fill here during that time. Brush 15, the Academy nothing in 4 innings on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, as well as the Eastern Plains Sports Network from Eaton High School. B-Digger postgame show is brought to you by none other than Morgan Community College, here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out today at morgancc.edu. The Brush B-Diggers have won the game over the Academy to advance to the 3A Region Championship game against Eaton. 15-0, 15 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base for Brush. The Academy, no runs, 1 hit, 4 errors, 1 left on base. The winning pitcher was Cesar Hinojos. Frank Fabian took the loss. Time of the game, 1 hour and 21 minutes. Didn't take the B-Diggers long. 3 base hits to begin the game. They grabbed a 1-0 lead on Hondo's RBI single, scoring a second run as the throw got away. David Wolff with an RBI triple made it 3-0. Sam Metlin roosted an air, made it 4-0 as Fabian allowed 10 runs, 6 earned. And then after a Caden Schwint RBI single made it 5-0, 2 more on an air in right field by Zach Johnson made it 7-0. B-Diggers tacked on 6 more in the third inning, getting a bases-clearing double from Braxton Shelton. And that was it. The B-Diggers just kept on tacking more and more runs, and they improve to 12-5 in the season. The Academy season done at 11-5 as the B-Diggers win the game today by a score of 15-0. All right, they're going to start at 2:30. What we're going to do, we'll get to one feature. We're going to get to a feature right after the break, and then we'll also get to a final segment of Boys of Summer, taking us to 2 o'clock. I'm John Beltran. 15-0, Brush beats the Academy. We will have one Boys of Summer feature and a baseball feature right after this. You're listening to 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.